What's up, guys? It's Parallax Abstraction, and welcome to PXA Peeks at Text Wormhole. So this is probably going to be a quick one because there's not necessarily too much to this game, but I don't know, there's something about it I find kind of neat. So it comes to us from a very tiny team called Elk Knight Studio, who I'd never heard of before, but when they reached out to me with code for this, I was like, they said this was like a sort of like a typing game meets a bullet hell, and I was like, I just got to see what the heck that's about. And yeah, this game is fairly one note and very, very simplistic, but it's pretty compelling in some interesting ways. So it's got one player, two player mode, or a survival mode. They recommend playing with a controller, though you can use a keyboard as well. And well, here's all it is. So you start it. Dodge the bullet letters to find the same letters as yours in the shortest time. Red letters represent your current letters. The player who finishes this game from A to Z in the shortest time will be the world champion. Don't bump into any other letters. And here it is. That instruction is literally it. So you are a letter, and you have to touch your same letter in this sort of bullet hell pattern of the alphabet that comes spewing out at you. You have to find your letter and bump into it while avoiding all the other ones. And you're literally going through the alphabet. As you play, you increment your letter up, and you got to sort of avoid your way there. And if you touch another one, that's it. You get some kind of weird, inspiring quote, and you're back to the menu. And that's it. And you do it while this sort of very high-beat electronic music plays. That's really all there is. And like I said, it is crazy simplistic. And, like, there aren't even a lot of options with this. There's no graphic options. The music is incredibly loud, and there's no way to turn it down. And it has a two-player mode, and it has a survival mode, which I actually haven't tried yet. We're going to give that a try on this video. And there are leaderboards, which is nice, because I think that's a very critical thing for getting caught up in this. And needless to say, this should run on just about anything, because it's literally, it's text. It's animated text, and that's pretty much all there is. But as you can see, it actually gets really challenging, and I mean, a game takes, you know, but a few seconds here, right? And yeah, I don't know what it is about this. Like, this clearly looks like some kind of, like, either student project or something of that nature, like, you know, a very low fidelity thing, and yet I have found it to be, yeah, very compelling. And well, it's cheap as all get out. It's 73 cents Canadian on Steam, which I think equates to about 50 cents US, or maybe like 60 cents or something like that. It costs nothing. Let's check out the survival mode here. Try to dodge the bullet letters and find the same letters as yours. The more rounds you survive, the stronger you get. Okay, I don't quite know what that means, so let's check that out. So, I mean, it costs nothing. Like, there are mobile games that cost more than this does, right? There's really, the amount of risk involved, shall we say, with purchasing this is pretty much nil. I mean, coffees cost more than this does. But, oh god. What can you do today to improve all your tomorrow? So, new record. So this is literally, that's literally just how many rounds you can get through. It's not get to the end of the alphabet. It's just survive as long as possible. I will say that, you know, this is a game as well. Obviously, you can see it's meant to be played in runs, and it does have a certain amount of luck in it, because these bullet patterns are not the same. They do get more complicated as you go, but the letters don't spew out in the same fashion. So it's not like you can memorize the best pattern to success here and sort of speed run your way to 100%. It definitely requires a certain measure of luck, and there's a lot of skill involved too, obviously, but the more you play this, it's not like you can critical path your way through it. Each time you play it is going to be different, and you will have runs that are better than other ones just by very nature of, you know, how random the letter patterns are. But it really is kind of what they said. I mean, this has nothing to do with a typing game because you're not typing anything, but it really is an alphabetized bullet hell shmup in some ways. And like I said, simplistic as it is, lacking in production values as it is, I really like the concept, and this has been fun. You can't play it for very long before your head starts to hurt, but I really like the idea they came up with here. This does feel like something that somebody could have made in a high school programming class, and I mean, heck, maybe that's what happened. I honestly don't know. But yeah, it's really fun. And, you know, this is priced like a mobile game, but I don't see how you could do this on a mobile phone because you have a much smaller screen, and having to control a tiny letter with your finger, which would obscure a good chunk of the screen, that ain't really gonna work. So this is really something you could only do on the PC or on consoles. This is not on consoles as far as I know. I don't even think you can sell something for 50 cents on either of the major consoles. I honestly don't know if that's the case or not. But yeah, this thing is uber cheap. It probably should be, given the simplicity of it and its production values. But they got a cool idea, and I've had way more. When I accepted the code for this and then I saw what they were selling it for, I was like, oh my. But there's something to this, and I've been having some fun with it. I don't know. If you like bullet hell stuff, and if you like games like this that are designed to be played in very short sessions, but which will be very, very challenging, I'd give this a whirl. It's less than $1, for crying out loud. What, you have so little to lose, it's not even funny. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about this. This is definitely probably the smallest PXA Peeks in history, but this game is very one note, but it's kind of a cool note. And yeah, I wanted to show it off because I've been having way more fun with it than I frankly ever expected I would. So yeah, that is Text Wormhole, developed and published by Elk Knight Studio in 2017. It is on the PC on Steam for, I'm not sure what it is in US dollars, but it's less than one of them. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter that much. But, yeah, it is ultra simplistic, but I would not call this shovelware. I think there is a cool idea to this. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw here, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That does help me out a great deal. If you want to watch something else, check out the videos on screen now, and don't forget to follow @PXA Media on Twitter to find out about new stuff first.